Okay, staff report on mine. I'd like to give you some information. I want you to know what's going on for the revival. How many of y'all know we have revival coming? All right, how many of you have signed up and got your name on the prayer sheets that are over here to have a stint in the prayer room starting next Monday? How many have you? Hold your hand up so I can see who it is. All right, thank you very much. Would all of those of you who have not yet signed up and put your name on the prayer sheet, no, hold them up high. Jimmy, be a leader, brother, okay? All right, if you would like to not have to do that this Sunday morning, would you go ahead and sign up between now and Sunday morning? Everybody needs to sign up for some time slots in there and be praying about, and remember to be praying for your 5. Remember, you picked out 5 individual people who are de-churched or unchurched, and you are praying for each one of those. And that time, somebody got 8. There's 8. You must have had to write on the back of the card. Okay, so be in prayer for those individuals. Thank you very much. The revival, Brian CeeLo will be preaching the revival. Brother Mitch will be leading the music. Jennifer Ruffkin will be leading our children. She led the children in the last revival that we had. We'll have a separate service for the children at the 11 o'clock, the 6:30, and the 7 o'clock each night. We will have a full children's church going on over in the other building while everybody is over here. So just want to let you know that because we won't be able to reach our young parents. We will have dinner on the grounds after the service on Sunday morning. Do want some of y'all to stick around. Those of you who come to the 8:30 service, if you would help us set up the tables during that time period, during the 11 o'clock service after the Sunday school, but during the 11 o'clock service, we would greatly appreciate that. And then we'll have our annual pizza night on Wednesday night. So if you show up at 6 o'clock, we'll have about 50 or 75 pizzas. And I'm sure Dustin will again, so they'll come from Domino's. I don't know why in the world anybody wants to eat a Domino's pizza. But anyway, we'll have those pizzas from Domino's unless we can get him to get the $5 Caesar, or whatever it is, you know. But, so anyway, we'll have pizza on that. So we want you to come and have and be a part of that at the same time. Okay. And we will have a nursery. Well, nursery will be at every service. So you do, and I was going to talk to you about that. Except for the lunch thing, because we want the kids to be out there hanging with the parents. Yeah, thank you very much. We are doing the noonday services. Thank you for reminding me to mention that. On Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, there will be a noonday service. If you want to, you can come a few minutes early so you can get in. We promise you that we will be through by 1:45. Everything will be in that building over there. Not 1:45, 12:45. So if you need to get back to work by 1 o'clock, you'll be able to do that. But everything will be in the multi-purpose building. Brian will also be doing some teaching during that time period as well. So any questions about things going on to revival? Anybody got any questions on that? Because that's a lot of information. And don't be surprised if somebody calls you and asks you to call people, or some people call and try to get you to volunteer to do some prayer time during the revival and those things, because we strongly believe in prayer. Amen? I mean, we are a praying church, so we want to pray, and that's where we're going to go in the next section of this when we go. I don't want to break into 4 short periods of time of prayer before we actually break into some small groups and pray here in the sanctuary. What I want to do is I want to prepare our hearts for revival. You will be receiving an email letter, and there'll be some letters in the pews and in your Sunday school classes on Sunday that come from Brian asking you to prepare your hearts for prayer. And you'll see several correspondences coming from the office to try to get everybody focused in the right direction. First thing I want to do is I want to approach the Lord in prayer tonight, asking Him to draw near to each and every one of us in a new and a fresh way that we've never known Him before. In a new and a fresh way we've known Him before. So I'm going to ask Brother Elton Smith if he would lead us in that prayer. And before he leads us in that prayer, he's going to read James 4:8 to us on that. So Brother Elton, James 4:8, and then pray for God to draw us near, to help us draw near to Him. So.
James 4:8. Draw near to God, He'll draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, sinners, and purify your heart, double-minded people.
Amen. Now see, there's some requirements in there. Cleanse your hearts and be ready for that. So that's what we're going to get to a spot where we pray for that later too. So Brother Elton, lead us in a prayer, brother.
Father, we thank you tonight for this verse that Pastor James recorded for us. And God, we are double-minded people. You love us and take care of us. We're like sheep. We wander off. And I pray, God, that tonight that you'll draw us near to you. You are God. You know all about us. You know our needs and our wants. So God, I pray that you speak to each person that's in this building tonight. Give us a desire in our heart to want to serve you. Let each one of us wake up with a desire to want to read your word and pray. God, you created us to have fellowship with us. So God, I pray that during this time of revival, that you draw each one of us into that fellowship that you created us to have. And God, I pray that you bless each family that's here tonight. As we draw near to you, you promise that you draw near to us, God. And we thank you for that. And God, just bless these revival services. I pray for Brian as he comes to speak, and Nick for the music, and Jennifer with the kids. God, help each one of us to pray for them, that you might remove anything from their lives.
Yes.
From hinder them from being right where you want them to be. We thank you and we love you. May everything we do honor you. In Jesus' name I pray.
Amen and amen. Another thing I want us to pray for, and Heather is going to lead us in this prayer, and we need to ask God to expose to us the hidden faults that we have in our lives. You remember, Achan was the one who had sinned and cost a lot of the Israelites their very own life because of what he had done. So we want to make sure that there's nothing personal in our lives that will keep the whole church from experiencing revival. So, Sister Heather, thank you very much. If you would read the verse, say and lead us in prayer, I'd appreciate that.
Who perceives his unintentional sins? Cleanse me from my hidden faults. Psalms 19:12.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Dangerous.
Dangerous. Ask God to lead us in a prayer to ask God to cleanse us, to purify us, so that when we show up for revival, we'll be ready to receive that revival.
Dear Heavenly Father, dear God, as we boldly approach the throne, dear God, it's so hard to ask you, dear God, to pray, dear God, that you cleanse our souls and our spirits, dear God. Bring forth, dear God, those hidden sins, those unintentional sins, dear God. We need to know, dear God, because we don't want to be cut off from you, Lord Jesus. We want to be able to worship you fully and freely and know, dear God, that we have nothing hindering us. God, we pray for Brian, dear God, that you will also, dear God, bring forth his unintentional sins, dear God, so that he can speak your word, dear God, without anything holding back, dear God. Dear God, purify our souls, cleanse us with that refining fire, dear God, and we ask the Holy Spirit, dear God, to just come in and ignite us, dear God, and that we right our wrongs with you, dear God. For it is in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, now we want to pray that God would use us. And when I say that, I mean use us to go out into the highways and the hedges and compel people to come in and to be a part. And I've asked Brother Brian Goldman if he would stand up, read a verse to us, and then lead us in a prayer that God use us.
So if anyone purifies himself from anything dishonorable, he will be a special instrument, set apart, useful to the master, prepared for every good work. 2 Timothy 2:21.
Amen, brother. Lead us in a prayer asking God to use us as individuals to reach people.
Lord God, I just thank you for this day, Lord. I thank you for everything that you've given us, Lord. Lord, I pray that you forgive me for where I failed you, Lord. Lord, I just pray that you just be with the upcoming revival, Lord, and the congregation, Lord. I just pray that you would just help us to all have serving hearts, Lord, to where we can be used by you, Lord. Lord, I pray that if there's anything that's standing in between us, Lord, any sins that we have, Lord, that you would just show them to us, Lord, and help us to get them taken care of, Lord, so there's nothing hindering us from listening to what you have for us, Lord. And Lord, I just pray that once we're there, Lord, that you could just use us, Lord, and just help us to do your will and everything that you want us to do, Lord, because that's what it's all about is your will, Lord. Lord, I love you and I praise you, Lord. I pray all this in your son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen and amen. Okay, the last one I wanted us to pray before we break into the smaller prayer groups is this. for confession before God, that we would let Him purify us so that we will be in a right relationship with Him and there won't be a block before us. So Miss Helen, okay, there you are. Okay, you're hiding. Okay, Miss Helen Rabb is going to read 2 Chronicles 7:14 and then lead us in a prayer of confession.
And my people who are called by my name humble themselves, pray, seek my face, and turn from their evil ways. Then I will hear from heaven, forgive their sins, and heal their land.
Amen. Amen. Yes, ma'am.
Father, we come to you now just praising you and thanking you for who you are. God, we come to your throne as your body of people in your church. God, we come humbly and boldly before your throne, asking you to forgive us of sin in our life, oh God. Lord, just each one of us here right now, just convict us and help us, Lord, to confess those sins. And God, you will hear and you will forgive us. And God, we pray for our nation. Lord, we pray that as your people, we will continue over and over every day, Lord, to lift up our nation to you, our leaders to you, seeking you to forgive us. God, to help us to be humble because of who you are. Lord, we ask that you just touch our nation, heal us, and draw us closer to you than we've ever been. Lord, I lift up Brian to you. I pray to Lord Jesus right now that you will just anoint and empower him with the messages you want him to deliver for you, God, for your people's hearts to be changed. God, I pray for Mitch. Lord, anoint and empower him with the songs that you want us to lift up, praises to you, Lord, and worship you through those songs. And for Jennifer, Lord, as she comes and teaches our children how to love you, how to trust you, Lord, just bless each one of these as they have given their time for you to help us to become a better people for you. Lord Jesus, just rain down revival in each of us. God, it begins in the heart of each one here tonight. And I pray, Lord, that our lives will be changed for the good and will never be the same having spent these days with you. We thank you, we praise you, and we love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen and amen. Thank you. Thank all of y'all for that. I appreciate that.